Hey guys, John Luxa here, back with our playthrough of Dungeon Siege 3. The Heroes Crypt. I think we're at the end of this. It's actually been a few days since I've played, well, anything, to be quite honest. It's, work's just been rough all week. Not super busy, which is weird. It's just been like a lot of hurry up and wait. It's like, oh, we're gonna go now. Oh, nope, now we're not. So just a lot of, you know, long, draining stuff. Shocking Mobius. So it's nice to relax a little bit, play some video games. I haven't even, like, well, that and been just mostly editing and stuff. Okay, so we have Will. I gotta stick with the Heart of Darkness because of the vampire, I think. Even though Chaos Lightning and Will. But just editing, like episode 5 of Monster Girl Island, it's been really kind of a pain. Just because, well, you know, I want to show as much as I can, but I also don't want to get punished. So, you know, and in this case, punishment would be like getting hit and losing my channel, maybe. Agility down, attack will up. We'll go with it, I guess. We're gonna keep this. So it's, you know, kind of like, where do I draw the line at showing stuff? How much can I show? And it's this weird thing, right? Like with rules and stuff. And BitChute, I looked at BitChute as well to see if I could upload the, like, uncensored stuff. And it seems like you could, but I'm pretty sure you can't if you actually look at the community guidelines or whatever. So it's kind of this weird thing. But also you have to remember, when you have any kind of... let's check the other way. I just want to see if there's another fight or something real fast. I know we've been that way, but I want to see if more enemies spawned or something. The thing about rules is oftentimes they are applied selectively, right? I mean, if you actually read like your lease on your apartment or whatever, it'll say stuff. There will be like really outlandish stuff, right? Like your car can't look old or something like that. And the whole point is they just want to be able to apply those standards and get rid of the people that they want to get rid of. So it's not fair. It's not fair, but there's nothing you can do. So, you know, in my case, I either have to hope that even though I'm not violating the rules, that I basically don't piss anyone off. So it's, I don't know. It's, it's one of those weird things. Like, I want to stay within the rules and I don't want to push it. But at the same time, even staying within the rules can get you screwed. So it doesn't, as opposed to, you know, it damned if you do, maybe damned if you don't type thing. So, you know.
I had not expected the crypt to still be inhabited. Both Ravensreel and I owe you a debt. I'll be sending messengers out to inform the people of Ebb that the Heroes Crypt is open again. Doubtless the pilgrims and their attendant wealth will be pouring in soon. In the meanwhile, here, take this as a token of our esteem.
Alright, Collegium Alumni Circlet. I don't know why the camera, like, kind of shifts up and down. Maybe it's, like, set on my shoulder, kind of. And, you know, goes up and down with my guy's breathing, I guess. Let's talk to Maximilian.
Do you have any relics to sell?
I guess I'm selling them then, that's fine.
I found the skull of Norik.
Fascinating, if a touch gruesome. Still, I look forward to studying this. Here is your promised reward. Do you have any relics to sell?
I found Lord Bollingar's sword.
It's even more beautiful than I imagined. Here, as promised, your reward. Do you have any relics to sell?
I found Merrick's staff.
Astounding! To think of the power that once coursed through this. Here is your reward. I can't wait to get back to my workshop and begin a full study of these items.
There we go. Plot item lost and all that stuff. Got some coins. Got a little bit of experience. By the way, I mean, eventually I'll say something stupid if I haven't already. And if I do, I probably don't mean it if I offend or anything like that. So, you know, if I say something and you're like, you know, did he really mean that? You can just ask. I'm happy to answer any questions or whatever. And like I say, I do say stupid shit all the time. I'm pretty good at putting my foot in my mouth. Alright, Collegium Alumni Circlet. Oh, man. Okay. Agility and stamina are down. Attack, armor, chaos, lightning is up. Warding. We'll go with that. And she got nothing. That's okay, though. Alright, let's save. Relics of Another Age. Wait, so what do we have for quests? Just on the road, enter the Eastern Swamp. Yep. So I was thinking about that and the whole Civil War thing. Oh, that's cool. It's got like a purple glow. The whole Civil War thing about like healing the country and all that stuff. And what's kind of important to know is that, you know, I mean, the big conflict was the whole you know, like states' rights versus the rights of the government, so to speak. Let's get some healing down. And like we think it's, you know, before the Civil War it was like this unified thing. Where am I going? This way. But it really wasn't. It was still kind of a collection of kind of almost fiefdoms in a weird way. All right. Let me check my mastery real fast. Okay, that's good. That's good. So those two are good. Geometry of Annihilation needs more. All right, we'll just work on that one. But yeah, it was you know, they're kind of city-states.
Look, the bridge is repaired, just as Martin said.
Oh, thanks, Martin. This was the bridge. And so you had like a lot of positioning and jockeying of political stuff by the different...
There you are. This may sound strange, but I was told to wait for you here.
I'm glad you did.
Told? By whom?
A child. A boy with golden hair and piercing eyes, who spoke like no child I have ever met.
So I have, this is a trick, or you met him where? We'll go with you met him where. Also, notice she's wearing a different outfit.
Did you follow us into the Mournweald?
No. He came to me in a waking dream. I know better than to doubt a vision, especially one so clear. My father was Hugh Montbaron, Grand Master of the Legion. A proud man, I'm told, but not immune to my mother's seduction.
Illegitimate, perhaps, but I think she tells the truth. I've seen paintings of the Montbarons, and she has the same pale eyes. The resemblance is striking, actually, especially to Hugh.
I do not know why this golden child chose me, but I believe I can be of help to the Legion, if you let me.
So I believe she's technically Lucas's sister, or half-sister. So, that's kind of cool. So we have, join us, don't make me regret this. Your mother and Hugh Montbaron, and what about Leona? So these top two, I presume, are questions. Like, more information in the bottom two ends the conversation.
Your mother seduced Montbaron? So the stories about Lascanzi witches are true?
What stories are those? The ones told to jealous wives by poxy-faced men? Of black-hearted witches who ravished them in the dark of night? Those stories are fancies, but they hide a deeper truth. Lascanzi witches have discerning taste. We will seduce a foreign man, but only if he is strong, clever, handsome.
What about love, or to make the clan stronger? I'm curious about the love thing.
Lascanzi women are entirely practical? Love never plays a role?
Sometimes. We are flesh and blood, after all. And even our hearts are not entirely immune to the mad distemper of love. But how many men would abandon their homes to wander with an outcast race? Passion fades, beauty withers, and all that is left is the endless road.
That is very practical. Kind of like the... What is... Is it Tali from Mass Effect? Kunari? Is that the race? I can't remember, but it's basically the same thing. Well, I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. So what about Leona?
Does your sister know that you're planning to leave?
Leona's word does not bind me. I decide whose company I keep. And she knows better than to forbid me what I want. If only the rest of the world knew the same, life would be much simpler.
So you haven't told her?
Not exactly, but we'll be long gone before she finds out, no?
Don't make me regret this, or join us. Of course, join us. She's one of the 4 player characters that you can choose from.
If you're a Montbaron, then you're part of the Legion. We could use your help.
We journey south, no? To Stonebridge? I know the roads, and charming company makes long miles less dreary.
Tutorial, party size. Your party is now full. You will need to select which companion you wish to take with you. You can change this at any time by choosing Party Select in the player menu. Typically what I like to do is get one companion up in full influence and then switch them out. Because it doesn't really affect the choices. If I'm not making sense. You'll get multiple choices, you know, in dialogue or whatever. And the choice you make does affect the companions, like whether they like it or not, but you'll always have one that companion likes. So it doesn't matter who you have. Alright, I'm going to stick with Angeli or however you want to pronounce it for now. Katarina is honestly probably my preferred player character to play as, because especially late game, doing all those critical hits, she just dominates. You do a bunch of critical hits, you fill up your power and your focus things, and then you shoot a bunch of mastered, you know, stuff, and she just... she's probably the closest to exploiting the game systems that there is. But she's only ranged, basically. She has short range and also long range, but, you know. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's too far away or too close or something. I don't know. Yeah, the whole Civil War thing, like, there was different city-states and, you know, they were still under the... I think it was the Constitution, or... I'm not sure when it became the Constitution instead of the Articles of Confederation or whatever, but... But yeah, the point was that they weren't united like we're united today. So, especially once they went from the 13 colonies and started to expand out to the rest of the US. And they were sort of, because they were always kind of the north and the south. All right, so proficiencies. Let's see, electrocute. Geometry of Annihilation. I do like this one. And see, this is what I'm curious about, right? For the Archmage, electrocute ability causes additional splash damage to enemies near the chosen target. Is it already hitting enemies? Like more than one? That's my question. I think it is. So I think the Archmage just... the splash damage is increased, not that it enables splash damage. So honestly, I'll probably just put it in this. 5% per rank. Allies in the circle gain 5%. You know what? Let's put one in here. Just because, like, for bosses and stuff, it might be worth it to just keep doing extra damage. And then we'll see. Or do I want to undo the purchase? It's so hard. But we'll... because how long does it last now? 5 seconds maybe? Something like that? That's fine. Okay, next. Agility. Critical hit. Dodges, We'll do this one. Alright, now her... Pillar of Fire slows enemies. Yeah. And... right. Fury of Fire. Okay. Onward. And who's...
The roads ahead aren't safe.
Tell me more, Leopold.
Heavy smoke down there. From the looks of it, there was another battle in the swamp. Azunite Church on one side, Royalists on the other. They're always at it. I was questioned by soldiers down the road. They were Azunites, Jane Cassinda's men, and not a friendly lot.
So, basically, I think I've said this before, there's been a civil war. After the death of the king, Jane Cassinda led the Azunite Church, and she's... basically, there's a war of succession going on, right? So the Royalists are the... like the king's niece or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I don't think she's their heir, the queen of the Royalists. But it's basically like who's going to succeed the dead king. And it's basically been going for 30 years, I think.
Any opinion on the church soldiers? You seem to have run into them before.
The church army is the right hand of Jane Cassinda, but these men seemed more mercenary than proper soldier. They may call her a living saint, but any woman who hires Lescanzi thugs must be a little crooked. That's just what I think.
Have you dealt with the Royalists before?
They don't harass me on the road, so that makes them at least a touch better than Jane's soldiers. I think they're an honorable lot, but I don't see them winning this war. They'll die for a queen who's the last of her line, and barely more than a girl.
Fighting in the swamp doesn't seem like the best place for a battle.
The Royalists are holed up in the Glitterdelve mine to the northwest, and Jane's army marches from the Azunite coast southeast of here. This swamp has the misfortune of being right between the two. This certainly isn't the first time we've had trouble here. Why I still take these routes, I don't know.
I don't know either, but thanks for the information.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
I'll stay up here for a while, see if things calm down.
So I think he's supposed to be a merchant or something. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have any wagons or anything. And we're back to fighting.
An avalanche? Here. I do not think nature is to blame for this.
You are correct. And there's... looks like Azunite soldiers. And these... This rock slide was probably caused by explosives or perhaps by cannon fire. Among the fallen boulders, you can see the bodies of royalist soldiers and a smashed supply wagon. The road is completely blocked by the avalanche. So we are essentially... We're not allied with the royalists, but we are the enemies of the Azunites because Jane's trying to kill all of us. So let's...
By order of Jane Cassandra, none shall pass this. Look, you idiots! Get them!
Yep. How can they tell I'm a Legionnaire just from that?
You are finished!
Yep, you're finished. Alright. This does some decent stuff. Oh, we're moving. We're moving forward, I guess. I wanted to run back and see if there's any treasure that we dropped. No, I don't think so. And I love how they weren't just like, attack! They were like, none shall pass. Oh wait, you're a Legion. Attack. You know, like, it makes them seem a little bit real. And, yep, a little bit of decent damage. Alright, what do we have? More belts, I think. Did I see another right trigger or something? I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually quite a fan of this game. Even though, I mean, you know, it's just fun. It's well made and stuff. Oh, that's probably bad. Similar in appearance to its benign red cousin, this fungus emits a spore cloud that is lethal to the swamp's native inhabitants. Ironically, travelers from other regions may breathe in the particles with little worry, though prolonged exposure to the spores will eventually turn deadly. There you go. So, only to the swamp's inhabitants, which are... trying to think who the swamp's inhabitants are, like slugs and stuff? Right on. Okay, this thing I like. I like it a lot more now. And we'll definitely have to do more of that slowing stuff. I mean, when we upgrade it next. Although the height...
Die and be judged.
The height's a little bit weird. Just run back here. That's... Oh! I was gonna say it's not something we can interact with, but I guess we can punch it, so that's good. I have a little bit of a headache. I've had it all day. I don't know why. I'm trying not to take stuff, you know? Determined shoes, shoes of protection, blouse of vitality. So, right. Katarina, we can see the stuff that belongs to her now.
They must be with the Royalists. Get them!
Well, you're wrong, but you've made me an enemy now. Or, you know, now I'll ally with the Royalists. Because of what you did. Oh, that's the wrong. There we go. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Time to heal. So, yeah. This game can be hard, but as long as you keep using your healing stuff, hopefully things will work out. And I just hate losing or missing stuff. That's why I'm constantly, like, moving the camera around, checking, all that. Anything over here? No. Oh, well, judging by the bodies arrayed before it, this blockade was constructed to stop the Royalists from reaching the top of the bluffs. Didn't work, I guess. Or maybe it did. Oh, I guess it must have worked. This soldier died from multiple arrow wounds, clearly a victim of the blockade you just passed. His armor indicates that he was part of the Royalist army, the last defenders of Queen Rosalind and her court. Yeah, that's not good.
Anyone that kills Azanites is a friend of ours.
Yep.
General Devonsey is further on ahead. Just follow the path.
Yeah, they're in kind of a rough situation.
Anyone that kills Azanites is a friend of ours. General Devonsey is further on ahead. Just follow the path.
So there's one of the cannons. Got a... It's carved to be like a dragon head. Which is kind of cool.
I think I'm going to be sick. So many dead.
Yeah, there's a bunch. So there's this band called Sabaton.
Jane will send her army against Glitterdelve soon. Our war isn't done.
But it's almost over. They've almost lost.
So many royalists dead. These men were young, hardly soldiers at all.
Yep, there's conscription for you.
How are we going to get out of this stinking bog now?
So conscription is how things used to work before. Like, America has a volunteer army, but it used to all be conscription, which is essentially you're forced. It's kind of like, it's basically slavery, right? You're forced into the army. That's why they used to be able to kill deserters. Like, deserters were punished by death.
We could have stopped Jane here today if we stood our ground.
These dead soldiers have been laid in rows, their faces washed and armor arranged for burial. The Royalists lack the time for proper rites, but they have clearly made efforts to give their fallen comrades some measure of respect. Yeah, there's this group called Sabaton. They're like a heavy metal group. They talk about different wars and stuff. And one was Fields of Verdun, which is about the... was it World War II? And that's the same thing. And basically how they... No, it was World War One because of the trenches. So, it was like this one front where, like, 303 days, and people that died basically just laid there and just rotted. So it was kind of rough. And here in this swamp, like, these bodies are going to stink, and there's going to be flies and stuff. It's... You know, there's a reason they say war is hell. Oh, I can't talk to you.
Stand away there. Not so close to the general.
Never mind. I can hardly be called a general, with Her Majesty's army lying dead all around us.
Sorry, Lord Devonsey. Sir.
Forgive the boy. A few months ago he was a royal page. Now he's a soldier. Such are the depths to which we have fallen. I'm surprised to see any travelers on the road. with so many of Jane Cassinda's soldiers about. What brings you to this ill-omened place?
So I can lie and say we're just travelers, but, you know, the Legion are supposed to be knights, right? So they're supposed to be proud and noble.
We were sent by the Legion. We're heading south to reclaim the old chapter house in Stonebridge.
The Legion? So the rumors are true. A gathering in the north. The rebirth of the old Legion. That's beside the point, though. I'm afraid you're stuck here with the rest of us. The western road has collapsed and we're surrounded on all sides by impassable swamp.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have gone through a better way. But then again, the swamp is a great border as far as defending your kingdom, because it separates the royal area from the church area.
All the dead soldiers were yours? How did this happen?
Jane Cassinda's army was encamped in the swamp. I thought I'd catch her unaware, send her scrambling back to the spire. So I force-marched out of Glitterdale, sighted her troops at the base of the cliffs, and gave chase. In the first charge, we drove half her forces into the bogs. I could see Jane not 50 feet from my lines. She had nowhere to run.
You smelled victory, and that's when the battle turned.
Jane sent a few of her sappers round back of my lines. They collapsed the roads behind me. A clever move, I'll give her that. Half my army, the young ones mostly, saw their escape route cut off. Didn't matter that we were winning. They panicked, broke and ran. Some of the veterans held their ground and died where they stood. The rest retreated here.
So I was in the military, saw combat. If you've never seen people panic while in the middle of a firefight, that's rough. It is rough to see the people that are in charge panic and lose their shit. That is not good. People are going to do it. If you're in the military and you've never been in combat, the first time you see combat, you'll panic. Or what is it? Freeze, fight, flight, or freeze. Right? And so panic would be the flight. Some people get, pumped up and charge forward, but everybody loses their minds, basically, so.
She boxed you in, with her forces on one side and the bogs on the other.
Killed half my people with the cannons. The rest tried to flee into the bogs and drowned. And here I am, trapped in this swamp, cut off from the Queen. She has only her maids to protect her now.
What forces do you have left?
Only the baggage train and a few cannons. One of my officers, Roderick, had command of the baggage train. He managed to keep the wagons out of sight, hid them under those massive roots. Unfortunately, the men who are guarding the wagons are my greenest troops, former servants and the like. The only blades they've ever wielded are kitchen knives.
And that's rough. They have they have guns and stuff, but it's muskets and all that. It's kind of in this, gunpowder is still fairly new and most people don't have magic. Magic is kind of rare.
What about those massive roots? We can walk across them like a road.
Indeed, they'd support our weight, and my cannons and wagons too. But the roots are separated by stretches of water. In order to create a path, we'd have to raise the land between them. Impossible, you might say. But I have a man in my army with power over earth and stone. A scholar called Phineas. If only he were here.
Let's try power over earth and stone first, because I suspect Ware is continuing the conversation, but who knows?
This Phineas can raise a land bridge between the roots? How is that possible?
He's made a study of earth magic. Geomancy. The old magic of the dwarves. It's all very incomplete, but a movement of earth by simple brute force. Yes, I think he could manage that much.
You've actually seen Phineas use earth magic?
When Jane's cannons had us surrounded, somehow he drew the earth up over our heads, protected us both from the enemy's fire. Saved my life. That's proof enough for me.
Fair enough.
We need to find this scholar Phineas. Where has he gone?
He was among the first to be taken by the damned savages. They fell upon us not long after the battle, and they've been mounting raids and abducting our wounded ever since. First people, that's what the scholars call them. Only Azanai knows what they call themselves. I thought of mounting an attack on their village to rescue Phineas and the others, but my surviving soldiers are too few and too young. If I had your help, though...
So, we found some kind of lore that talked about the first people and how they're all inbred, and I don't remember what else, but they're inbred and they have like tribal type stuff. But maybe we can negotiate.
Let's try talking to the first people before we do anything rash. Maybe they mistook you for a threat.
A reasonable theory, but I've met their kind before. Scavengers preying upon the weak and the wounded. They won't negotiate unless you hold a sword to their throats. I'll gather whatever men I can, the ones who can still fight, and we'll meet you there.
Unfortunately, he's not wrong about that. He's not wrong about them only negotiating if you're forcing them.
Careful. This swamp is crawling with savages, and they're none too friendly.
I love how it sounds like he's actually talking through a helmet. That's really good attention to detail.
Lord Devonsey planned well, led well. We were the ones that failed him.
Alright, so... oh, we can't go that way? Where are we... Let's look at our quests here. So still just the one. And also now we have party select. So, Angeli or Katarina. And let's check our equipment. New shoes. Armor and block. Determined shoes. Venomous Amplidine. Agility. Attack. Will. Cast poison. Rush Forge. Inductor. Vengeful Generator. So we will find better stuff eventually, but it's probably gonna be a minute. And then, you know what we should do is... maybe just do party select. And see, now we have Katarina. That's her outfit. Oh, right, and so now, since we've selected her, we get to apply all of her levels. So we're gonna give her... the healing. Knocks back all attackers. We'll call a familiar. Curse. And unlock Fury. That should be fine. Charm of Eternal Life. Chosen Prey. Rest of Suffering. We will do the Black Hound familiar. Attack power and hit points of the Black Hound. Damage inflicted by the Black Hound heals a small amount of Katarina's hit points. We'll do like 2 in there and then 3 that. And let's see. Curses an enemy, suffer more critical hits. And we'll put a couple points into there and then a few more like that. And then that's fine. Okay, steady aim, total agility scores increased. Rifle shots gain a 4% chance to ricochet. Covers 2 points of focus per rank. Amount of health is recovered. Critical hits inflict 4% more damage. Let's see. Score a critical hit on uninjured target. Block, So let's see. This is probably good because her agility score is increased. We'll just max that out. We'll max out extra damage. And then we'll say... we'll put in here so the rifle shots ricochet. But we'll also... Oh, wait. Just 2 points of focus? Oh, that's not great. Cursed target, 2 points of focus per rank. That's the blue. So 2 out of 100. Just... No. Rather put it in there. Alright, so first... Oh, yeah. Okay. Carbine of Rage. Yeah, why not? Fierce Clasp. Archery Glove. So we have Sikra's Bodice and Corset of the Royal Consort. They both look the same. We'll do this one first. And then you can get more agility and stamina. Retribution and Warding. That's a hard choice. But those are both for her getting hit. I will actually say this, because agility and stamina. Stockings Vitality. Constable's Hand Cannon, straight up attack. It's always good. And so we don't have very much as far as stuff, because we typically get... I think you actually get more, mostly for your main character, and then some for your party member that's with you, and then the other 2 that aren't. So I think it's tiered, that you get more stuff. It's probably something like 60% of the stuff that you pick up is for your main character, maybe 75. You know, and then the other, you know, like say 60 for Reinhardt, 20 for Angeli, and then 10 for Katarina and Lucas. Something like that. Then we'll switch back to Angeli. Oh, wait. I wanted to... Let's see what Katarina looks like. See, she's wearing the same stockings, but a different corset. Which is kind of cool. It's... Oh, that was not the right thing to do. It's not quite Fashion Souls, but it is... ish. You know? Can't talk to him. He has a quest for us, and we'll... Oh, Leopold, right.
Thanks for clearing a safe path. Guess I'll set up shop here until we find a way out.
Right, so he is a merchant.
They just conscripted me 2 fortnights past. I can't believe I'm alive.
If you want to watch a really depressing anime that deals with conscription and stuff, it's something like Now and Then, Here and There. It's, you know, it's a normal season of like 12, 13 episodes. It is depressing. It's all about a, you know, a couple nations that are at war because they live in a desert and water is super scarce.
Look, Jane Cassinder's cannons on that ridge. That is how she slaughtered Devonsy's army.
Not up here.
I thank Azunai that our general survived.
But I can't see him. It must be over there. And how do I get over there? There's like a path here, but the roots are in the way, so maybe in the future... I think in the future it'll... Or can we attack? Yes, I can. Nice. Alright, hand cannon of quickness, whatever. Fiery Amplodine. That's probably, you know. Oh, the red ones heal you. That's awesome. That's really good to know. It said the benign red ones, so now we know. And green is not poisonous, but green might harm other things. That's the way I came. This is... Well, we can't go this way.
Roots grow too far apart. We cannot cross the water.
The giant roots are separated by expanses of deep water. In order to cross, you'll have to find a way to bridge the gaps between them. We will, just... we can't yet. And I... Oh, right, now and then here and there. Yeah, the, like the world is... It's a desert world. And, so they're fighting over water, basically. And, it's just rough, because the most technologically advanced country is basically trying to conquer all the rest of the countries. Except it's not really conquering as much as it's raiding their villages and enslaving their military fit males. Right, and so that's... and leaving everyone else to die. So it's pretty freaking brutal, and it's depressing. Any red... So there you go, Sec Curse Plate. That would be for Lucas. We don't have him yet. And Sickness unto Death. Okay, so we'll buy... I guess we'll buy both gold ones. Because they're gold. You know? And then we'll sell everything that we can't. So I'm just kind of looking to the right. Just so like here, gold showed up. So we're not going to sell any of this stuff yet because we don't have him. But now that I'm on Reinhardt... Okay, there's that one. Sell all these until we get to the bodice. Obviously, we're going to keep that because it's gold. In the future, we'll be able to sell it, but for now, we're going to hold on to it. And which one was it? It was this one, wasn't it? Sickness unto Death. Attack up, will up, Chaos Weakening. Wow, that's... And actually, we bought it for about the same price that we sell it at? That can't be right. Maybe this was just the purchase price. Attack is up. Will is up. Will is good. Chaos Weakening. We'll take it. I mean, you know. And then, well, let's see. We'll sell... What is this? Yeah, okay, so purchase price about 5,000, sell about maybe 15%. It's not great. It's not great at all. But I believe it does show us the stats for what's equipped, right? So if we were to equip this, it would be less attack, less will, less chaos weakening, but more withering and vampire, so that's something. But I'm probably not gonna... I'll hold on to it for now. We're probably not going to equip it. Let's talk to this dude.
I saw you speaking with the general. We must be in dire straits to rely on passers-by. But Lord Devonsey has seen fit to trust you. You already know of the savages in the bog. Beastly lot they are. Some of our best soldiers were captured in their raids. Others have gone missing. We sent scouting parties into the bog. I armed them as best I could, but baggage train attendants are hardly soldiers. They haven't returned for hours.
Okay. I can help you, or goodbye. Goodbye presumably does not give us the quest. I can help you gets the quest and probably ends the dialogue. What were you transporting?
A swamp is hardly a place for heavy wagons. Was your cargo worth the trouble?
Basic supplies needed for the troops, but also cannons, powder kegs, and the like. Perhaps we could find a way out of this muck-ridden cesspool on foot, but those cannons are needed in Glitterdelve.
This was a massacre. How did you survive the battle?
We panicked. Well, the young soldiers did anyway. After Jane collapsed the road behind us, we were so close to victory. I kept the baggage train here instead of risking an escape. The enclosure gave us just enough cover to survive the assault.
Yeah.
If your people are raw recruits, they won't survive long in the swamp. Let me look for your missing soldiers.
You surprise me. I can offer you little more than some extra supplies, and my thanks. Look for them to the east, out in the bog. We sent out 2 scouting parties. Hopefully the swamp hasn't claimed them. Devonsey won't permit any more of us to leave camp, so you're the only chance they'll get.
Do you have any purple moss clumps? That's the question. That's a Dark Souls reference. Prevents poison and such. Alright, so let us save. And, oh right, that's what I was going to do. I was going to switch to that quest. Lost in the Swamp. Find the missing scouts. But they both go the same direction, which is, I don't know why we need to go this way. But both go out that way, because that's the only way we have. Alright, let me save, and then I'm going to stop here. I just made eye contact with Manny, so he's going to be jumping up here asking for food in a minute. Plus, I still have my headache. I'm just gonna cave and take some ibuprofen or something. Alright, so I did save. We will exit to the main menu, because... yeah. Normally acetaminophen works a little bit better, but ibuprofen's a little bit easier on the liver, and since I'm drinking at the time, like right now, probably go with the ibuprofen, just so, you know, don't want to cause liver damage or anything. Alright, but that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it, and I really hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Yeah, questions, comments, concerns. I didn't mention it earlier, but you know, I really do like the comments and stuff. I like talking to you guys. That's something that I do really enjoy from doing this. So if you do have any questions or anything, hit me up. You know, what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, I finished finally after like a week of editing and stuff, the 5th episode of Monster Girl Island Prologue. I still have to rewatch it just to make sure I didn't miss anything, you know, because unfortunately it is an adult game and it requires censoring. But I'm pretty sure I'm good, and but I'm glad that I got it done, because just it's been kind of wearing on me that I hadn't done it yet, and I still have another episode that needs editing, but just kind of going through it and learning what I can do, learning what I can't do, trying to do different stuff. Because at first it was like I was trying to cover up as little as possible, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know, even if I blur out some stuff, but if you still see movement of people doing something, that's probably not cool. So, you know, I just had to take like a still image and cover it up so it doesn't look too risque, and then every time the scene changes, you know, get another still image and put that up there. And there's Manny. He wants to eat. He's standing in front of the monitor. But yeah, that's finally done. I just have to rewatch it. It's, I don't even know how many hours I put into it. Like more than 10. You know, so that's way more than I usually do, and of course way more risk if I miss something. But even so, I'm still learning, and it's a good experience as long as it doesn't. It shouldn't get me kicked off YouTube, but I don't. Who knows? People want to complain about everything these days, and whatever happens, you know? I think it should be within the rules, but like I said, you know, they flex the rules so they can get rid of the people that they want to get rid of. And we'll see, but regardless, I'm glad that I finished it. If it is something you're interested in, check the video out, you know? But that's my unique positive moment, that it's finally done. As long as it's actually done. But what is your guys' unique, or, you know, that's... man, I can't talk. I'm distracting myself. I blame Manny, because he's right here. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. I at least kind of have these little segments down. But I do hope to see you guys next time. Until then, guys, take care.